The International Olympic Committee is poised to ban biological men from competing in women's sports. Is this finally a turning point? How should we think about this? Here's the point. The International Olympic Committee announced earlier this month that it will ban biological males from competing in women's Olympic events. The decision follows a scientific review confirming what everyone already knew. Males retain permanent physical advantages even after reducing testosterone levels. The policy, expected to be finalized by early 2026, will be in place for the 2028 Los Angeles Summer Games. This represents a dramatic shift from the Olympic Committee's previous approach, which allowed each sport's governing body to set its own rules, resulting in chaos and injustice for female athletes. The catalyst for this change is Kirsty Coventry, the Olympic Committee's first female president, who made protecting women's sports a priority upon taking office in June 2025. She said, "We must protect the female category first and foremost to ensure fairness." And let's not forget New Zealand's Laurel Hubbard, a biological male who became the first openly transgender Olympian at the 2021 Tokyo Games, taking a spot that belonged to a female weightlifter. Dr. Ross Tucker, a sports medical advisor, said, retaining 80 to 90% of male advantage after testosterone suppression is well documented in strength sports. No female, no matter how elite, can overcome it. Remember the Paris Olympics? Algeria's Emaine Khalif and Taiwan's Lin Yuting won gold medals in women's boxing despite failing gender eligibility tests at the 2023 World Championships. Both athletes had XY chromosomes. They were biological males, yet the Olympic Committee allowed them to compete, forcing female boxers to face opponents with male strength and bone density. Italian boxer Angela Carini withdrew from her match against Khalif after just 46 seconds. She left the ring in tears, saying, "I had to preserve my life in that moment. I've never been hit so hard in my life." That's what happens when ideology trumps biology. Women get hurt, or worse, they could be killed. So how should we think about this? First, it's a major victory that the Olympic Committee is taking this necessary action in the ideological war against trans activism. Make no mistake, for years, the trans lobby has insisted that biology doesn't matter, that trans women are women, and that anyone who disagrees is a bigot and a transphobe. The Olympic Committee's decision, reflecting the shared views of all the partner nations it represents, is an institutional acknowledgement that this ideology is false. It is not simply unfashionable, it's completely false. Science matters, biology matters, and truth matters. And when major institutions hardly known for conservative political ideology finally admit this, it weakens the entire transgender house of cards. Second, this decision protects women and restores fairness in athletic competition. God created male and female with distinct biological differences. Those differences include physical strength, bone density, lung capacity, and muscle mass. Denying these differences doesn't make them disappear. It makes them dangerous. It means women suffer without acknowledgement or recourse. By banning biological males from women's sports, they're finally protecting female athletes from physical harm and unfair competition. Third, let's credit President Trump for leading on this issue. President Trump issued Executive Order 14201, keeping men out of women's sports, in February of 2025, specifically directing the Secretary of State to pressure the International Olympic Committee to change its policies. The U.S. Olympic Committee complied in July 2025. Trump's leadership created overwhelming pressure that forced international bodies to act. Moral clarity from the U.S. president literally makes all the difference in the world. Fourth, this battle isn't over. Don't let up. This policy isn't finalized yet, and the trans lobby will absolutely fight back viciously. They'll claim discrimination, that it hurts vulnerable people, and that it's hateful. Don't believe them. Protecting women's sports isn't hateful, it's justice. Christians must continue speaking truth with conviction, supporting policies that reflect biological and biblical reality, refusing to compromise on the issue. Thank God for this victory and pray it holds. Lend support to organizations and leaders fighting to protect women's sports at every level. When institutions finally align with reality instead of ideology, we should publicly praise, champion, and celebrate it. This is what winning looks like. No matter how loudly the culture screams their lies, God's design for male and female is good, true, and worth defending. It always matters. In the long run, we find out it always wins.